play guitar in Dead by Sunrise.
I'm Ryan. I play guitar and sing.
Chester Bennington. I am the lead singer for Dead by Sunrise as well as Linkin Park.
I'm Elias, and I play drums in Dead by Sunrise.
I'm Fu. I play keyboards in Dead by Sunrise. I program and produce in the studio.
I'm Brandon. I play bass in Dead by Sunrise.
Very interesting little web, that gets weaved when it comes to bands. In this particular case, I became friends with Ryan and Amir around 10 years ago when we were working on our records. I was working on Hybrid Theory and Linkin Park. These guys were making Orgy's second album, Vapor Transmission. And Ryan heard me warming up to go do a vocal and came around the corner and basically, was like, "Who are you and what are you doing in here and how are you doing that with your voice?" And we just, we both are kind of silly and social, and so we got along immediately. Ryan kept saying to me after listening to a couple of songs, he kept going, "So, what are you doing with that? Is that a Linkin Park song? Is that something else you're gonna do?" Like. Our bands toured together a little bit, and it was really cool. We all became really good friends, and we remained friends off tour as well. And they'd hear me, play some of my songs on the guitar, or I would ask them, like, "What do you guys think of this riff and this melody or whatever?" So eventually, I just kind of, Linkin Park was on a hiatus after Meteora came out. We had toured for almost 5 years. Shortly after we started taking our break, I came to Ryan and said, would you and Amir be interested in maybe helping me develop these songs a little more and see what comes out of it? And immediately, we started behaving like a band. Started taking things out of the song, adding different textures, changing arrangements, and so that just continued. I'd write more songs, bring them in, we would rip them apart, and a few months after we started, I went back into the studio with Linkin Park. We stopped working on this. These guys finished Julian Kay's album. If we add up just the time we spent on the record, probably around a year. It took us from developing the very first song to finishing the album. But that year was spread over around 4 years, actually. That was when we kind of felt like, are we a band? Like, what are we doing with this? And we all kind of knew that we were. We just hadn't really vocalized it yet. And so in 2008, we kind of figured, we've got the makings of a really good record here. Let's finish it. I don't know. Every musician that I've met that is successful at what they do, and they, every one of them likes doing something else, and also, all the way down to just like, being in a cover band like Camp Freddy, where I play other people's songs with Slash and Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro, and I'm sorry, and all these guys are from all these different really big bands, and we go play 300-seat club in LA, and collectively on stage you probably have 100 and something million albums sold plus, and we're doing it for free because it's fun and we enjoy hanging out with each other. That's just what musicians do. Like I would still be in a band in one way or another, even if I wasn't successful. But it's not even about being successful. It's because I really like doing it. I like painting too, but just because I'm not a successful painter doesn't mean I'm going to stop painting.
The thing that definitely distinguishes Dead by Sunrise from the other projects, as Chester said earlier, is that the initial seeds of the songs start with Chester.
I write these pretty mellow, mid-tempo rock melodic pop songs. I write those more often than I write hard-hitting rock songs.
That is the seed that we then build off of, and we're very careful to obviously explore and try to figure out where we can take that, but at the same time there's certain styles that I know that, you know, are in Chester's background.
My favorite bands are like Depeche Mode and The Cure. You know, I love the industrial movement, you know, Skinny Puppy, Nine Inch Nails, and Nights of Reb, and Front 242 was the first concert I ever went to, you know, and punk music. That was my thing, you know, that was kind of where I came from. So trying to make sense of all that is really where the challenge came in, and that's really where, you know, the rest of these guys kind of helped make sense of all that stuff.
Doing projects like this are a way to sort of like, you know, explore these worlds and do it in a way that sort of protects the things that we love and respects the fans that we have, and sort of allows us an alter ego, if you will.
I write everything on my acoustic guitar, which is also a very difficult way of presenting a song to people. It's kind of like walking into an empty room or going out to a vacant field, and going, "Can you see them all?" You know, and people are just like, "No, I see a fucking field, dude." You know, so
we saw them all.
These guys saw them all.
We saw them all.
And
a casino.
So you should be able to sit down with an acoustic guitar and play a song and sing the melody and the words and have it move people. And I think that's kind of how we all view music is, you know, you hear the thing that is good and then you build around it. It usually never starts with lyrics. I just kind of wait for them to come. Once I get an idea, or I pick up on a word, or maybe I think of a clever line or something, then I can start working around it. It typically just starts with some kind of, you know, cosmic radio station that we're all tuned into that no one else can hear, and, you know, we're lucky that way, I guess. Linkin Park got turned down by every single record company. We were even almost sabotaged by our own label when we first started, you know, because there was just politics involved, and it was so weird. And it was a fluke that we took off the way we did. And we just connected with people at the right time, and we had the right music at the right time and right place. It's like one pinch talent, one pinch people believing in you, and then the rest of it's just pure fucking magic.
I mean,
it's a pretty tricky balance to have a life when you do as much music as we do.
Yeah.
But you have to do it. I mean,
but you make life, family, and everything becomes, it just sits in the music bowl, is what I'm kind of trying to say. It seems.
I don't think about it. Yeah. I don't try to organize what I'm doing and when, because I could be at a football game, you know, watching my favorite football team play at the game, and I could be like, shit, all of a sudden something will pop in my head, and then I have to leave and go whisper it. You know, there's 60 or 70 ideas in my phone. You know, if one of them works, you know, awesome. See, I just made time for the rest of my life.
Thanks so much, Chester. Take care.